All right, ladies and gentlemen. I had to give it an extra minute just for the chapter act to actually show up so that you guys weren't actually waiting. So, it's time for another One Punch Man chapter. Ogata-san, it is good to see you. I hope your day has been well this day before Thanksgiving, so I hope everyone has been doing well thus far. Let's go ahead and get started with this brand new chapter, shall we? Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here. Welcome back to One Punch Man. In the last chapter, we see the world and mainly all of Japan reacting to the revelation of a Mai mask basically having the visage and appearance of a monster, leading to many people starting to turn against the Mai mask. And after Saitama took him to a different place, Saitama is telling people he doesn't know where he is, but also we are seeing the board members of the Hero Association reacting to this news of a Mai Mask's appearance, like what it means for their stocks, what it means for public opinion, what it means for sponsors, what it means for basically everyone in the hero industry, that one of their biggest, if not biggest, poster boy for the entire Hero Association as a whole, the fact that he looked like a monster has been called into question, with many people wondering what they need to do next. Then we switch over to Neo Heroes, which is using this opportunity, not to mention the fact that McCoy is still a part of the board members of the Hero Association, so all this information that's being revealed to him is also being used against him because McCoy is working for the Neo Heroes undercover. So with all of that going on, Neo Heroes is trying to get former heroes from the Hero Association to discredit their former place of work in light of this news about a Mai mask. And Metal Bat doesn't outwardly say negative things about a Mai mask, but he does call out a Mai mask, saying that, hey, if you're not a bad guy, then there's no need for you to hide. You be a man and just come out and say it. Like, just be a man and show yourself. Now, mind you, Neo Heroes is, ignorant enough to believe that he's actually saying something, bad about a Mai mask in the Heroes Association. But Second Gar and Metal Bat and we all know that he's just doing it in a roundabout way to call out a Mai mask, saying like, hey, if you're a hero, then you don't need to hide. Step up to the plate. That's basically what he's saying. Punch 217 new. And we cut to a different location. Yeah, we cut to a different location in the mountains while people are hiking.
Aw, this sucks. My shoes are getting blisters. The Hero Association Scout Department is the worst. Why do martial artists always build dojos away from human civilization? That's gotta be bad for business.
That may be, but don't complain to him. Ruin his mood and all. This was all for nothing. He's the master of a fighting style called the Dark Corporeal Fists. It focuses on shifting strength. His name is Suicho.
And while they're describing this man, also, I'm reading from Viz. If you guys want to follow along with me, that chapter is there on viz.com/shonenjump/onepunchman, chapter 217/chapter/48403 ? Action equal read. Literally the symbol equal. I literally just gave you the entire URL, so you guys can just follow along with me. But it cuts to a man who's just cutting giant logs in half, and he's just constantly cutting trees down. Oh. Oh. Wait, it's a brother? It's a brother! Bruh, he looked just like, what's his name from Tekken? What is his name from Tekken? The dude with the braids. The dude that looks like Funk Master Fresh. I can't remember, like George, like what is it? George something. And it's not George Carlin. I forget his name. I really do forget his name. But it's a brother.
We asked around famous martial artists and they all recommended him. Silver Fang has retired, and only Suicho can fill that void. We need him on our side.
And as they're walking up, oh, and we get this woman. Oh, it was a woman cutting the wood.
Master Suicho, my grandfather died 2 years ago.
Oh, brother dead. Oh, the brother's dead. But his granddaughter's still alive, and she's the one chopping all this wood. Sorry, the way they had the shadow, the physique, was masculine. I'm just gonna say it. It was very masculine, so, but seeing her, never mind.
Master Suicho, my grandfather died 2 years ago, but he would have been pleased to receive an invitation to become a Class S hero. He'd have been too crotchety to accept, though. Please light incense for his soul.
Oh, well, another dead end.
Would you happen to have a super tough pupil here? My older brother and I are the only pupils, but he hasn't come back for many years. Oh, really? Really? But I could be your Class S hero.
And she just puts on a jacket. Her older brother and her are the only pupils. Who's her older brother? But she puts on a jacket and says,
I could be a Class S hero.
Then we cut to Neo Heroes, where we get A.
My mask was a monster. This means HA will lose another hero, and monsters lose protection under the law.
And then we get Sadats, who goes, they just forfeited a slew of human rights, and his fame will make it worse. And then we get Axel,
The poor fool.
Then there's a crash sound, and it's Webby Gather, who's punching a pillar in the background. Pretty much almost destroying the entire pillar with one punch.
My mask was a super idol. I'll never forgive him for being a monster and for retiring as an idol because of it. I wanted to use my talents as an idol to kick his butt.
And she's crying after punching this pillar. Then we get A going,
Does she realize her role as our poster girl is only a side job? You took a lot of time off recently. Did you pour a ton of dough into cosmetic surgery?
And mind you, both A and Sadats are, being kind of quiet. Whispering this under their breath. Then we have McCoy. Is everyone present? Lucky for us, the expulsion of my mask has further weakened the Hero Association. Meanwhile, Neo Heroes has played its cards right and gained legal recognition from the government. We now have equal authority to operate like the HA, which means access to arms and military force. Then we get the gang dude. The dude whose name escapes me, but he's missing both of his front teeth.
So now we can walk around with guns. Isn't Blue here today?
And this is Black Luster speaking to Metal Bat.
Isn't Blue here today?
Our top hero is already skipping meetings. And then Emperor goes,
he gleefully rushed out and never came back. He said the monster in the center of the media storm is our organization's first job.
So Blue has gone out to find my mask.
So he went to defeat my mask.
He's going to go find my mask and take him down. Also, while he's walking through the streets, we see Blue, and he has gloves that's eerily similar to his dad's, only his don't form an infinity symbol, it just forms two full circles on his fists. And while that's going on, Saitama's just out shopping. And that's the chapter. Yo, what's going on, Ravi? Good to see you, Holster. Cool with it too. Forgot to ask, how has everyone been? Yeah. So this whole chapter, I won't say it was a short one. The Heroes Association is looking for a brand new S-rank hero. It was supposed to be Suicho, but Suicho has already died, but his granddaughter is still around. So she could have the potential to be an S-rank hero because of the fact that There is a mountain. When I was saying originally that this was a dude chopping all of this wood, there's literally a giant pile of logs in the distance, and the giant the trees that she's splitting down the middle and chopping in half literally are bigger than her, and she's just easily chopping through it. And there's just countless logs behind her after all of the trees she's already chopped down. So she's all like, well, my grandfather's gone, and my older brother and I were his pupils, so maybe I can be your S-rank hero. So we could have another S-rank finding its way into the Heroes Association by way of Suicho's granddaughter. But then we cut to Neo Heroes, and this summary will not take long. Neo Heroes is taking this opportunity to gain more capital and to gain more power, because now they're being fully recognized as an organization alongside the Heroes Association, meaning that they are able to have access to, arms and military force as well. And I feel like they're going to use this as a way to, maybe not publicly bring down HA, but possibly subtly try to bring down the entire organization in and of itself. Why would you need access to arms and an entire military force? Like, this is like Homelander trying to get Supes into national defense during the events of The Boys. But here, it's literally they are being recognized as a full-on organization worthy of being funded and supported by the federal government. So they're already in the midst of it. But also, Webby Gather is upset that Amai Mask has basically ruined his entire idol image by showing himself to be a monster, because Webby Gather wanted to defeat him as an idol from one idol to another. So finding out he was a monster just ruins that whole entire opportunity for her. Not only that, Blue is already gone. He's not attending this meeting that McCoy is having with everyone. Mind you, we haven't seen those two D rankers from Neo Heroes when they were going with Destro and Eris. Eris, I want to say her name is, the two people that have like 96 and 97% completely enhanced bodies. We haven't seen them in a while. It's been a while. But Blue has gone because he's gonna go look for Amai Mask and defeat him. Just like bring him down. It was a setup chapter, but the best kind. We got Neo Hero slowly climbing up the ranks, Blue looking to fight Amai Mask, and the Hero Association is using interns to recruit people. Feel so bad for them. Yeah, I feel so bad for the Heroes Association as well, because while they weren't the best at, giving us heroes that did it for the sake of being heroes, at least they tried their best, and there were actual people on the team who wanted to be heroes just because it was the right thing to do. But Neo Heroes has been using this opportunity to undermine them. Anytime they have a shortcoming, they've just been using every shortcoming of the Heroes Association to just bring them down a peg as much as possible. And Amai Mask showing himself to look like a monster has only thrown even more oil and gasoline on an already perpetuating fire that is the Heroes Association, that Neo Heroes is just like, wow, this is literally like taking candy from a baby. However, I really do think there's going to be an upset that is just going to make it really, really bad for Neo Heroes. Namely, the fact that Saitama is with the Heroes Association. And I don't think that Saitama's going to allow anything bad to happen to the Heroes Association simply because that's where his home is. He literally has a brand new apartment. It's better than where he was before. The rent is way more affordable than it used to be. I honestly feel that when push comes to shove, Saitama is literally going to decimate every single one of the Neo Heroes if they try to lay a hand on his home, on his food, on his coupons for Wednesday for Wednesday deals. But another thing is Saitama was also the person that personally took away Amai Mask, so he knows exactly where Amai Mask is. And Blue, the son of Blast, is now out there looking for Amai Mask. I don't care how strong Blue is, Whether he inherited some type of power from his dad, or he has a unique power all his own, it means nothing to Saitama, because Saitama, like Darkseid, just is. You can't beat him. We know you can't beat him. The fight between Saitama and Garo, Cosmic Fear Garo, still lives rent-free in my brain, showing me that there is literally no one that can beat him. You could have all the power of the universe and it still doesn't mean anything to Saitama. Remember, he beat Garo with one hand because he was holding on to Genos' core. He's so strong, he just casually learns how to travel back in time to before when Garo killed everyone with cosmic radiation. And then beats Garo before anything bad happens. Do we get Saitama versus Blue incoming to protect a My Mask? I mean, Saitama doubled back. He forgot about trying to have a rematch with King in games. He doubled back as soon as he saw that a My Mask was, getting exposed and it was going to make him look bad. He went back and then proceeded to just try to give him a bit of some encouragement. So like, hey, you did good. While everyone else is looking at a My Mask like,
oh no, it's a monster! Run! No, he's part of the Heroes Association. Get him out! Kill him!
But Saitama's all like, hey, you did good. And Amai tries to have Saitama kill him in front of everyone so that he doesn't, so that he can go down in history as a great hero that brought down a monster, because that's what a My Mask wants for Saitama. But Saitama's all like, yeah, that's not what I want. And takes him away to places unknown. So only Saitama knows where a My Mask is. I just know that Blue trying to do anything to a My Mask and Saitama's involved. You know how people said, like, across land, air, or sea, always bet on Kaido? Across every plane of existence, every dimensional barrier, every instance of reality, of power, of anything that above all else that exists in this reality or the next, or many others, always bet on Saitama. He always wins, unless your ability is manipulating mosquitoes. Then Saitama has a bit of a hard time, but no one's discovered that yet. I think Saitama's going to beat or stop Blue, and then news will spread that the Neo Heroes' top hero lost to someone in the Heroes Association who isn't even in S rank, which could then cascade into a series of events where McCoy is trying to figure out how to beat Saitama, because if they can't beat Saitama, then they can't beat the Heroes Association. Mind you, I'm going way off into left field with this idea. If Saitama intervenes and stops the top hero in Neo Heroes, and they see that Saitama is literally just like the second-ranked, A-ranked hero, the number 2 A-ranked hero, not even an S rank, and he just casually beats their top dog, the leader of their entire group, it's going to cause some things it's going to cause McCoy to be all like, we need to get rid of Saitama, otherwise our plan won't fall through. And mind you, not many people from the Heroes Association are aware of Saitama's true strength. They know he's capable, but they just don't know that he just is. So if something like this were to happen with Saitama, and he winds up beating Blue, it's gonna probably change some plans for the Neo Heroes, because they're gonna see Saitama as the obstacle they need to get past in order to fully bring down the Heroes Association. But that's just a massive if. That's a way off into left field. Way off into left field theory. Now, the people within the HA and some members of the Neo Heroes know that, but the public don't. So if they hear their top hero lost to an A rank, that's going to make them look real bad. I'm loving this theory. Yeah, that's the reason why I'm going along with it, because it seems so plausible. Things are definitely going to get spicy. All the more reason why this was a good setup chapter. Because now the next course of events are about to transpire. Saitama is more than likely going to get involved, and this is probably going to put the Neo Heroes, put him directly in the crosshairs of the Neo Heroes if he does anything to intervene against Blue. And since no one has discovered a way to just stop Saitama at all, not even Terrible Tornado, literally the most powerful psychic in this entire series, could do next to nothing to Saitama despite her every effort. This could make for an interesting series of events involving him, if things happen to go in that direction. Makes me wonder if Dr. Beaufoy will get involved with Neo Heroes or stay with the association because he's aware of Saitama. Dr. Beaufoy is very interested. There are so many people who are interested in finding out about Saitama's true strength. My mask knows that Saitama is the literal meaning of overpowered. Dr. Beaufoy knows ever since Saitama came and just destroyed part of his security system when Saitama first got there. Not too many people know just how strong he is, but some people do know in the Heroes Association, and yet they haven't gone and told people that Saitama is literally the strongest hero we have ever seen. He's stronger than Blast. How is he not a higher rank? Because Saitama, they're never around to witness Saitama's true strength. They don't know just how overpowered he is. I go all the way back to season 1 when in the beginning of the series when he was fighting Boros. What you mean this man punched the guy so hard that the shockwave crossed across the world? What you mean he punched the meteor so hard that it exploded? Sure, it destroyed a whole bunch of things around the city, but one punch and he destroyed it. What do you mean? That a being that was so powerful that he outputted cosmic radiation that essentially killed people in seconds, he fought this man in space. Their colliding fists produced enough power that Blast saw it as a danger for the planet Earth, teleported it thousands, if not millions of light years away in the deep recesses of space, and now there's a simple empty void with nothing in it in space. Genos even knows how strong Saitama is, even more so simply because Genos gained access to his core. Matter of fact, his core from the previous timeline, because we can say that this is a brand new timeline of One Punch Man now, simply because Saitama went back in time and changed the entire future. But Genos knows. Everyone who was there to listen to all of this information from Genos, they now know that Saitama was directly involved with him beating literally a cosmic being of insurmountable strength. Those people know how strong Saitama is. However, Neo Heroes does not. Oh, Bald Cape? Oh, he isn't a problem. Suryu knows. I believe Child Emperor knows due to the events of the Monsters Association when Saitama literally broke into a separate space, a separate plane of existence, and beat Phoenix Man to, help out Child Emperor. All these different feats, the Neo Heroes are not ready for what Saitama's about to do to them. If Saitama were to get involved directly against them. I know it's a bit of a cop-out to say that, Saitama's just going to solve all of these problems, because there are plenty of people who can solve these problems on their own without Saitama's intervention. Let's be honest here. Saitama is literally your instant win card. That's the reason why in the One Punch Man game, if Saitama showed up, it was an instant win, and all it took was you literally lost the fight immediately if he hit you. So, I don't even know how that works in a fighting game at all. How do you have Saitama and he one-shots you? How is that? How it's no longer a game about skill. It's literally just like, let's wait out the clock until Saitama shows up and then we just punch that person and that's it. But with Saitama, it's so easy to think about like, he's going to solve this problem. He's going to solve that problem. When over the course of this entire story, we have so many moments where all of these characters have good character developments on their own, where Saitama's presence is not exactly necessary. Now, I can see things going in a way for some heroes actually doing things for themselves, and it works out without Saitama's intervention. However, when it comes to the top dog of Neo Heroes, and this is a very big thing, for the top brass, for the literal leader of the entire Neo Heroes to go out on the streets and start looking for a My Mask. Saitama's intervention is just going to make things worse for the Neo Heroes as a whole. And McCoy is not prepared with anything against Saitama. He's not. So if Saitama gets directly involved going up against Blue in order to protect a My Mask, McCoy could try all he wants, but there is literally no countermeasure for Saitama if he gets involved. There is no counter for Saitama at all. You can't stop him. You can't beat him. You can't outclass him in speed, agility, strength. Intelligence is very debatable, or durability. Anything that can make you an absolute threat to a band of heroes, Saitama has. So I don't even think McCoy is fully prepared in case Saitama actually gets involved. Because as far as they know, Saitama is just like a regular person and they don't know his full strength yet. Let me see. I could see Dr. Beaufoy trying to play both sides, in secret, of course, and having dealings with both sides to learn as much as possible about Saitama. That seems likely. I don't know if I really call it a cop-out, at least with the Blue situation, since this is a matter that involves in a sense of he cares, respects about a My Mask. See, the reason why I say it would be a cop-out if Saitama... the reason why I brought up cop-out is that it's so easy to see Saitama as the answer to all of these big problems. That's the reason why I said cop-out. I didn't mean that, it's just like, well, if Saitama is involved, then it's an automatic cop-out for the situation. I just mean that it can be seen that way. But I also brought up that many other characters are capable of bringing a resolution to these situations without Saitama's involvement. But Saitama has a closer tie to this situation due to the fact that he's the one that brought a My Mask somewhere, and he's the only one who knows where he is. So I can't call this moment a cop-out because he's directly involved with the situation. So it's only a matter of time. If it does indeed go that way, it could go in a completely different direction. For all we know, it could just be like, oh no, you're fine, Halster, don't even worry about it. That's the reason why I like having these conversations about these chapters after we're done reading. But it could go either way. If Blue is immediately hostile and demands that Saitama tells him where a My Mask is, and Saitama says no, it could lead to a physical confrontation. If Blue is a little bit more amicable, then it could lead to a talking, like a talk no jutsu. We could see. Either one of those two things. It's not going to end with Blue walking away and just accepting things as is, though. That's not going to happen. It's either going to be a fight or they're going to talk. And unless Blue keeps his whole spiel to 20 words or less, it could wind up being a fight, especially if Saitama does not concede to Blue at all. Because remember, Saitama does not have a respective person. He just sees people as people. The whole rank and file of these people, like, regardless of the titles that they have, or their position within an organization, he could not care less at all. He doesn't really pay attention to that at all. So, yeah, he's not going to care that he's a leader of Neo Heroes. He's not going to care that he's Blast's son. He'll just find it interesting. If he's like his dad, it'll hopefully be a talking situation first before it gets into a fighting situation. One can only hope. One can only hope that it actually becomes, it'll be one where they try to talk things out first. But if Blue talks too much, then Saitama's probably going to get annoyed and just say like it's boring him and try to leave, and that could lead into a fight because of misunderstanding and because Saitama is lazy when it comes to people trying to actually talk to him. But like Ogata said, this is a pretty interesting setup chapter, seeing how the Neo Heroes are already coming up with plans in order to make themselves look even better in the public eye. McCoy is keeping an eye on things and relaying all this information. Mind you, he's in the Heroes Association telling them all of this stuff. The fact that no one has decided to suspect McCoy and keep tabs on him at all. The fact that Sekengar and Emperor haven't relayed to the Heroes Association that McCoy is a spy at all. I wonder if it's because there's like, countermeasures to information getting out. So I kind of wonder about that and how they haven't told the Heroes Association that McCoy is, basically playing both sides. It could be that Blue tries to get Saitama to tell of a Mime Mask's location, or Webby Gathered could try to find a Mime Mask. We got two people who have it in for a Mime Mask. One wants to beat him as an idol. The other one wants to defeat him because it could also prop up, the public opinion of Neo Heroes. But we also don't fully know the ulterior motive of Blue going out. But he says he gleefully rushed out and never came back. He said the monster in the center of the media storm is our organization's first job. The literal first major outing of Neo Heroes is to bring down a Mime Mask. That should be interesting. It's just with how the Neo Heroes care so much about good press and stuff, it'd be so poetic if Saitama unintentionally makes them look bad in the press. That's all it really takes. I mean, granted, the Neo Heroes is made up of a lot of people with shady business practices. One dude who basically has a giant media following, social media following, and provides money and funding for the Neo Heroes. Another one that has like an entire religion backed by him that he's basically used to infiltrate different organizations and different types of media to turn good faith towards Neo Heroes. A lot of background manipulation going on here. Then we got another one who has an entire gang of violent criminals, but they are all being watched under Neo Heroes, but they're basically giving free reign to them. And now that they've been given permission, federal government permission, to bear arms and have their own military force, I feel like things for the Neo Heroes are about to get very interesting, but also, I want to say, possibly more dangerous to handle, given the fact that not every person who is in Neo Heroes is in it to actually be a hero. A lot of people are in it for themselves, their own fame, their own glory, their own monetization, everything. So it should be interesting to see how long Neo Heroes can keep up this facade that they're actually here to be, uh, if they're actually here to be, helpful heroes. Keep up that facade and see how long people will accept them until something really bad happens. And I wouldn't even be surprised if Saitama's at the center of it. It'd be interesting to see Genos and a Mime Mask versus Webby Gather and Blue with Saitama coming at the very end. It'd be a fun clash to see. It would be. But we gotta wait, though. And there's no telling when we're gonna get another chapter of One Punch Man, because so far, we've only had basically 2 chapters of One Punch Man for the entire month of November. So we may not get one next week. It may be like we don't exactly know the schedule. We don't exactly know the scheduling days for One Punch Man. It's very, very sporadic, which is why I keep an eye on it as often as I can. I will not miss out like I did last time. But this is where we're at with One Punch Man right now. A very interesting setup chapter. And it needs to be said concerning the anime. I still haven't watched season 3. But I think we can all agree that we all treated season 2 too harshly. We all knew that the animation for season 2 was not as good as the first. But after getting season 3, I think we can all say that season 2, we all treated way too harshly. Because, what have they done? And then when you look at the scenes from season 1 by Studio Madhouse, my God, I've seen clips from season 3. It's not like I'm spoiling myself seeing this, but good Lord, what happened? What happened? I'd love Genos versus Webby Gather in general, plus I am curious about Blue's strength in general. I am too. Whether he has, black hole manipulation and gravity manipulation like his father, or if he has something completely different. That'd be interesting to see. But yeah. Yeah. But that's all I got. Yeah, I've seen the clips. I've seen it too. It is madness. Just how far a dip in quality the series has gone in terms of animation. Episode 6 has like a 1 something on IMDb, which is lower than Dragon Ball Evolution. An episode of One Punch Man is ranked lower than Dragon Ball Evolution. Poor Genos in that episode. You know what? I'm done. I'm just there's simply no way that we get the long-awaited Monsters Association, which means that if this level of animation continues for season 3, and we see anything directly involved with Saitama or any of the big monster fights of the Monster Association arc, they're not going to do the manga justice with what they've done with these episodes so far. They absolutely butchered his new look and made it look bad. That's a shame. It really is. I'm not trying to deride the anime, but I've seen enough to know that if this is what they're going to stick with for the rest of the season, they are not going to do the manga pages justice. We've seen because the manga panels for the Monsters Association that the anime is currently going through are leagues better in terms of detail than what they've shown thus far. And that should not be the case. But I'm not going to get on the soapbox about the anime. I'm going to leave that alone. I got some other things I need to take care of today, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of that because tomorrow's Thanksgiving. And if any of you happen to celebrate Thanksgiving, if you don't even worry about it. I hope you have a wonderful day. But for those who do celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you enjoy it and eat a little bit of extra food for me, but not enough to make you sick because I'm going to be eating plenty of food for myself. But that's all I got, ladies and gentlemen. All I can say to you, Halster, Ogata, Ravi, every single person that showed up here today, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being just amazing people. We are literally 5 people away from this channel hitting 6,000 subscribers. And to everyone here who helped this channel get to this point, I just want to say thank you. You didn't have to stay here as long as you have, but I am honored to serve as your entertainer here. I really am. And I look forward to what this channel is going to achieve in the future as we grow to greater and greater heights. And I have every single one of you to thank for that. You help keep the lights on, as it were. So I just want to say thank you. But that's all I got. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Even check out the Patreon, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. Have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples!